Well, happy Monday, y'all. It's me, Jerry. Okay, welcome back. So probably the biggest project that I've had going on this week, other than, you know, working to stay consistent with watering my seedlings so that they all come up, and almost everything is up and it's really happy. The only thing that's really suffering are like all the seedlings that I did, like the 45 seedlings. So that's something that we're gonna watch today, is a remedy that I tried out to maybe help with that. And we'll just kind of, towards the end of the video, we'll check back on that project and see what's going on. But today it's probably going to be a short video because we've got a little tour that's going to highlight all the fun things that are going on. The sun is definitely changing a lot in the yard, so this morning time is the time that the yard is really getting the bulk of the sun, and then from about halfway over to the trees, it's all shady in the afternoon, so a lot of things are experiencing just a whole new renewal, if you will. So we're excited about that as the temperatures kind of continue tapering down as we go into September. So it's not going to be much of a video today in terms of being a long video. We're going to show you that project that I'm kind of trying to hack around getting those seedlings to come up. We're going to take that quick tour, and then that'll probably be it for today. So it's a week later, and since I planted these, and they're just really a fail. None of the seeds came up, and I know why that is. It's because these cups, they're obviously made out of paper that you can leave on. I usually don't leave them on when I replant them, but because of their paper, they tend to dry out really quickly. So even with coming out here and watering these in the morning and the evening, it's not keeping them moist enough to be a positive environment for their seeds. I know that because I've got other seeds coming up that I planted on the same day in moist, happy beds. And so today I'm going to share with you what my solution is for this. But first, I'm going to get these all wetted down really quickly, and then I'm going to take you inside and show you what my solution is, and then I've got to replant all these seeds. So let's go check this out. Okay, so this is kind of my hack solution, and it's definitely the best of upcycling that I could come up with, because at first I thought maybe, you know, I could take like some kind of plastic bag and put that whole tray inside of the plastic bag. But I've got lots and lots of Rubbermaid containers around, and I've got a couple of these, you know, kind of stackable drawers going on. And you can see this one's like seen better days. It's got, you know, a good little crack in there, and it doesn't really matter, you know, what condition this is in. And this is just like a bag, I think from somebody visiting the hospital, and I found it in my husband's closet. And so I cut the bag really neatly from itself, and I'm still going to do something with this. And then I just taped this piece down here, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to fit all of those seedlings in here, because even though that's a bigger tray that they're in, they're spread apart from each other. So my belief is that I should be able to come along here and get this situated on here evenly, and then just clamp down the sides, you know, in such a way. So I might need an extra clip, but I do know that this is going to kind of need a little bit of airflow. But right now, I mean, I think yesterday the humidity was like 6% here in the low desert. So my hope is that this is going to create a little greenhouse effect where light can still get in, but the plastic and the sides act as kind of a screen to keep the wind from blowing and hold in some of the moisture, so that even with that way, with watering them in the morning and the evening, hopefully they'll begin to hold more moisture so that those seeds can happily germinate. So now I'm going to get those dampened cups that I just filled, that I just got real wet, and I'm gonna load them up in here and I'm going to replant. So I'll catch back up in a minute to show you how well they all fit, and then from there we just have to see if anything grows. Okay, so I got everything in here besides the 3 cups that I had for kohlrabi. So I'll just put them in something that's like not a paper cup that I can put outside. And now I'm going to get to planting. This is how it looks now. I've got this side is clamped down, this side's clamped down, and I probably need another clip, I'm not for sure, but I just kind of have it taped for right now. Because now we want to put it outside and see if it's going to build up moisture in our greenhouse in a drawer. So now I'm taking it outside and putting it in the sun, see what happens. Okay, so it's late afternoon and this area kind of gets dapple light at this time of day, and I don't know if this is where these are staying, but this is where we're going to start the test. And I just put it back on this tray because it's easier to carry that way. And so I'm going to check back in, I don't know, maybe around dark, and see if it built up any condensation. Okay, so I think it's maybe been an hour or two, and look at that. It's working pretty nicely, and we do have like a little bit of space where air can get in. But I guarantee you, when I check these in another hour or two, that we're going to see that the cups in there are all happily dry, and looks like this might be a good solution for us. So hooty hoo! Beautiful bed 1 is over here. We've got tons of okra coming in. Every day I pick at least 2 or 3 okra, because this okra is, you know, by the time tomorrow it'll be as long as, it'll be 3 inches long. So we have to be pretty vigilant about it, but all the little branches are about to blow up with blossoms, and I've been taking off this one, same thing. I need to get this one in tonight. And so the okra is really happy. And then if we come down here under the okra, we can see that all the little squashes that we planted, that's the cucumber we planted a week ago, they're happy. And then these are our little kale babies, and then right there's a kohlrabi, and I think that's a kohlrabi, and cabbage right over there. And we've got some more kale. So the okra's really kind of doing good with keeping things blocked, because you can see all that happy kale down there that needs to be thinned out. And this bean's happy. This bean tried to come out, but it looks all deformed. And like I said, you can see those little, that's the thing about brassicas, they're so tiny. But here's another Anazi, and I've just about decided I'm just gonna go and plant Anazi beans everywhere and see what comes up. All the carrots are looking happy. I thinned some of them out over here, and this is kind of the mishmash between some rainbow chard and some collards that I put over here, but still looking happy. And this is our tomato, and all week it's been covered in little flowers, so probably gonna see some cherries off of that. And this one's still slow to the game, but it's shading out the bed, so there's bed 1. Something is kind of bothering my mint, and you know, it's got, I don't see it so much now, but there were some like little black dots, like almost pest looking things on the back of this. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw me just hack that down to nothing and see what happens, because look, this oregano is just loving life after that. So definitely might see a big chop. Tomato row is actually waking up over here. This is when we just moved over from the patio, but look at this one. It's over here just happily flowering, and you know, this is one of our survivors that's been over here, and that's the other one that was on the patio. So we're happy to see these survivors actually start to make some blooms. My pigeon pea is still happy, needs to be planted. And this one is hanging in here. And I'm almost of the mind that if it doesn't start to make a tree recovery, then I think I'm going to come in here and find a nice branch and just clone this. And then boom, I'll have another one. Now, I'm going to show you both sides of this bed because it is really happy. Right here's a little bit of collard, so I'm actually going to take this and put over it because this is the bird's favorite bed to dig in. And so if I cover that up, they won't get to it. I think that's a butternut, and here's the zucchini that we planted, and then we'll come over to the other side so you can see. This is a loofah trying to make its way past that Armenian, and this Armenian is just probably going to blow up with cucumbers any time. All these squashes down here are happier than they've ever been, and so are the flowers. So we're working this pumpkin up this way, and the zinnia opened, so it's kind of looking towards the end of its days there, but it's got more blooms coming. And see, this pumpkin over here gets more sun, so because about midday from there over is going to be shade, and so that's where kind of this side struggles a little bit. You'll see that I did put some shade back up here, and that's because my things along the back liked it, and you know, I've got a lot of tender lettuces coming in, so I think that's kale. I don't think a lot of my spinach is coming up because it is a little too warm for them to germinate, but I've got some sprinklings of stuff coming up, and we can always replant those. But look at this, another happy Armenian over here, just loving life and sprawling all over. And that is all my happy watermelon. And Dale brought me out here last night to show me that if you look down here on the ground, there's a watermelon, and I think there's another one on there somewhere. But so that's happy. And over here, this is all mustard greens coming in here. So I can't remember what that is. So I might have to replant some lettuces, but I'm not worried about it. This sweet potato bed is awesome. It goes all the way over to here, and it's just loving life. This past week I gave everybody some fish emulsion, and that really made everybody happy. This is the pumpkin bed. This thing of leaf miners are really making life tough for a lot of things, especially these young plants. But this is what our pumpkin bed is looking like, and there's our little tour. So here are the brassicas that I'm trying to get going as starters, and I did this last Thursday, and the dome is really keeping it super moist in here. I just almost wonder if it's too warm and if this just isn't gonna work outside. So it's been about 4 days now, so I'm just gonna have to see if anything comes about, or if this just needs to move over very quickly into my 50 cell seed tray. But as far as, you know, it's like my husband Dale says, this is going to be an awesome little grow box, if you will, in the winter, but it just might be holding in way too much heat to be viable for getting the germination to take place. So we'll check on it. You know, I'll keep track of it this week, obviously, and then, you know, if we move it over, I'll show you that too. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the little bit that we've got going on right now. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that's kind of what it's like when you're in transition. So I hope that you've got some good things going on in your yard, and I'd love to hear down in the comments what seeds do you have that have come up, and what seeds are you still transplanting. And that's something I'm a little concerned about, is in my rush to make as many seeds as possible, I wonder if maybe I'm gonna have to buy some transplants because I want broccoli this year. Well, I want to thank you always for coming and checking in with us whenever you've got a chance, and I hope you have the best day ever, and until next time,